vlog is my new video I'm just doing on the new updates that DJI has now announced and are actually now live to download. Basically, the app on the App Store is still 1.0.46, and people are having lots of difficulty with the app freezing now. I understand from the app it's only supported on the iPhone, on the iPhones and the Androids, but it doesn't actually say it's got full support for the iPads. It does say on DJI's website. Let me just double check. I was looking at this a bit earlier and I thought a lot of people are having issues and stuff with their app. The new app's been launched. I've got that installed on my iPhone and I've also got it installed on my iPad mini as well. And they both seem to be working fine with no crashes, no bombing out and stuff. So I wanted to do a bit of comparing. Rather than keep sending emails or messages back and forth to everybody, have you got this, have you got that? I thought I'll do a video and you can then check all this out. It's just very common sense stuff that what I do go through diagnosing stuff. So trying to teach you a little bit as well. I've got over 25 years in background in IT, so I'm really applying those with this here. I know it's quite different, but a lot of things with the software and the firmware updates very similar to a PC. So that's where I'm coming from. So on DJI's website, so on the support, if we just go to the app itself, and on the Phantoms, I was just reading this earlier as well. They actually do say. Find it now. There you go. Right, the DJI app is a mobile device supporting the iPhone 4S, iPhone 5s, 5S, iPhone 6, iPhone 6 Plus, and the iPod Touch 5. Okay, available, as I say, available, but not recommended. Okay, this is available but not recommended. iPad 3, iPad 4, iPad Mini. There's my iPad Mini at the window. Samsung Galaxy 3, S3, S4, Note 3, and the Android phones, all similar configuration. So they're not recommended. So DJI is saying, I built the app for the iPhone, but it'll work on the other devices, but at your own risk. That's basically what they're saying. So if you've had the app running on your iPad Mini for years, or since it's been out until now, then obviously that's why they're not recommending it on the iPad, because it wasn't really designed for that, basically. I know Apple's made it compatible to run iPhone apps on the pads because it has this new unique sort of enlarged screen sort of thing that allows it to fit in there. But again, it's not recommended. Okay, so and with the new updates from Apple, that could also be causing a conflict, because on my iPad Mini, which I've got loaded, I've got the same version on my app phone that is on my iPad Mini. Okay, again, it's been running for some time. But again, I'm not actually holding out that it's going to be compatible all the time. It's very much, if it's running on an iPad and it's running fine for you, then you're lucky. But again, the developers of DJI is not saying that it is 100% compatible, otherwise they'll have up on there under the brackets of mobile devices supported, you'll have the iPads in there as well, or the Android devices in there. But I'm just going to compare, again, with my iPad currently, at the moment, I'll tell you what version my iPad is actually on. If I go to the general and about, I'm actually on the firmware version or the software version on the iPad Mini as 8.1.2, which my app runs really nicely with. So what I'm doing at the moment is comparing. I've got the new update which says it needs to be updated, which is 8.1.3. So I'm just installing that now, and we'll see then and check if the actual app does run or if it crashes out. So, but to be honest, from far as DJI, if any manufacturer said to you, it's recommended, but we don't actually support it on this device, then you're lucky. It's running, it works, and then you know, if it doesn't work now, then it's sort of tough shit basically. So they should create an iPad Mini version for that. But again, you'd have thought the iPhone app talks completely differently than the iPad Mini does basically, and it was built for the iPhone size. Because I don't like running the app on my iPad Mini because it just looks so big, and well, you know, it's not designed for that because it's not filling the screen correctly, and it's all just, you know, horrible. So stick with your iPhone basically, or if you're running on your Android on your phone, stick with that basically. Right, it's doing a reboot now, so it's going to run the updates, and we'll catch up in a sec to see if the latest updates running on is causing the app to crash. Okay, and then we'll come up with our conclusions. And then after this, we'll then show you the updates through the Phantom that I did today on my Phantom. Okay.
What version software we have, just as, before I do the upgrades on my Phantom that everyone has done, is just want to see what the current version of the assistant software, and we compare them. So I'm in my assistant software. I've got a Mac. You lot have probably got Macs or PC. So for the Mac point of view, probably the same as the PC. Current version 3.6. This is the current version on the assistant software. So now we'll check to see what DJI's current version is. So we go on to DJI.com support, and I'll just go down to my version here, Vision Plus, and then we just scroll down to the latest version. So on the PC it's 3.8, which is obviously different to my Mac version anyway. We'll look at Mac version 3.8. So obviously there's a new version of the Vision Plus assistant software, so 3.08. So what we'll do is we'll download that, because that's the current version we need. And the other thing is the Phantom RC assistant software. We've also got that installed as well, so we'll check versions on that while we're here. So info on here, so current version 1.1. There's a new version, looks like 1.2. So what we'll do, we'll download that too. So let's download that. So make sure we're on the current version. This is always important before any upgrading on firmware. I always check to see if the assistant software that's loading the firmware is the right version as well, because there's been a lot of mishap in the past with the assistant software where some people have done the upgrade before upgrading the software and had a few issues. And the result of that was to make sure you're on the latest assistant software before we do applying the firmware upgrades. So I've downloaded the current versions, so the RC assistant software 1.2 and the assistant software 3.8, which corresponds to the same as the PC. So it's quite good they've got them actually identical. So now we'll get them installed. So it's RC software. We'll just quickly install those. Then we know we're sitting on the right page. So for Mac, it's very simple. We just locate the application folder and we just drop the app in, and it should overwrite it. So replace, and that's the RC software installed. So now we'll go to the assistant software, which is this one here. Double click, and this is the same, simple as that. We just drag the icon into the application folder, replace, and now we're upgraded. That's how simple Mac is. So now if we run the RC, just check make sure that's on the right version. Yes, that's fine. It should fire up. Because this is not a Mac verified application, just have to quickly let the security center know that it's okay to run it. Open anyway. Cool, open, and then that should now store. Just check, get that open, continue to do the other one. So info 1.2, so we're now on the current version of the RC, and now I do the same with the this Phantom system software as well. If you're a PC, you won't need to go through this stage anyway. This is only for Mac installs. Unfortunately, I've got a PC to hand to show you a PC install, but it's very similar anyway. So, and I think this is done. So info. I guess we're showing announcements on here. So basically, this is telling you the new app what it's actually upgrading to, what's changing and stuff. So right, let's close that off. 3.8, and we'll now quit the application. So next stage will be me connecting my Phantom to this and going along with the firmware upgrade, and we'll see what happens after that.
Right, I'm going to do the firmware upgrade. So first of all, make sure your gimbal bit's removed before powering on. So make sure that's all completely removed off. And I'm going to plug the USB cable into the Phantom at the front. Okay. Please note, if you've got a Phantom and you've damaged your gimbal and it's not on here, so it's just a Phantom, it's only going to upgrade the Phantom itself. Or if you've had your gimbal detached off because you don't use it while you're practicing, please make sure you put the gimbal on, otherwise the gimbal won't get updated with the firmware either. So first thing we do is we turn on the remote control. turn on the range extender. And I've moved the props off of here, so that's no props on here. And then we power up. And it should power up. So this is the current version that was before this release. So obviously it's all working, no problems at all. So she's all initialized. Okay, and then now we'll go to the app on the screen, and we'll now do the upgrade. So I'll keep this camera on so we can see what the light changes do, so you can see what happens when you go through an upgrade, and if there are any errors we'll be able to see them straight away. So let me just quickly get my app up. Oh, that's right. Okay, we load up the Phantom Vision 2 assistant software, and we can see the blue light flashing now, so we know it's actually communicating with the Phantom itself now. Now we've got an announcement screen come up, so make sure you are on the current assistant software. It's always important. When there's a new firmware out, always check to make sure the Phantom has a new software update. If the software update is an old version, update it straight away before applying any updates, firmware updates. Just common sense, and something I always do anyway. And I think a lot of people having problems with their issue, because I'm thinking they're not checking what current assistant software they're on. So I've actually on my ones, but it's on here you'll see it. I've actually got 3.8, which is the current version on DJI's website as of today. So here it sort of talks about aircraft overview, no fire zone updates, which we knew that was coming up, GPS signal notice detection, various bits and pieces. So this will tell you through here all the changes it's got. Descending, this is flicking around quite a bit, so position, hovering, auto return, there's various things. We'll just close that. So close it. Now download successfully, and now it's giving me the all clear to upgrade. So we can click on the upgrade button. Do you want to upgrade your Phantom? Do not power off. Make sure you've got enough battery. Always make sure you've got a full battery, or at least half battery charge, so you don't want to have this sort of like bomb out on you halfway through. Otherwise you're going to have to look at my video on doing a hard reset if you get a failed upgrade. Or if the upgrade does fail, it doesn't go on, you get blinking loads of noise coming off in your Phantom, then you do a hard reset, brings you back to standard, and you can reapply this again. So we can say yes in this case. Now it's going to upgrade the Phantom. Here we go. As you can see, that the firmware upgrading makes a nice noise, and all the lights are actually solid yellow. What I'll do is, yeah, front two are off, back two are solid yellow. Right, my screen now says upgrade completely successful. Power cycle your Phantom. So all that you need to do is turn off. As you powered off, wait about 10 seconds or so, and we power back on again. And here we go. Gimbal's returned back to normal as it was before. And this is now showing it's now upgraded. So we now got main controller 3.10, GPS 6.0.1.6, got the receiver at 1.0.1.3, no updates available for that anyway. The board, which is class P330CB, is on 1.0.2.10, which is the latest version. Battery no change, and the Z-Fish gimbal no change. So we're now actually upgraded. So that's running on the assistant software of 3.8. So make sure you're running that first before applying updates. If you already run this update on a 3.6 version, deinstall it, reinstall 3.8, and rerun your firmware upgrades again, and then you should actually sort it all out. But that's the firmware. It's up and running. Gimbal's on. I'm just going to tilt the camera. So it tilts down, tilts up, tilts down again. And it's nice and smooth action, so there's no issues there at the moment. We'll flicker on, power up. Oh. That's a new one. I'm not getting able to power up. There, yes. Different. May not power on because I've got the cable in. Stupid me. Try again. There you go. Move the gimbal about. Gimbal's fine. And power off. There you go. Stupid me. Make sure you pull your USB cable out first, otherwise you won't get it powering up. I thought there for a minute it was something wrong with the firmware. But that's a successful firmware. We'll do a successful flight tomorrow if the weather's good to make sure it all behaves. But at the moment you can see the gimbal's tilting nice and slow. It's coming up slowly. And I'm going to go down slowly. And go up fast. Go down fast. And it seems to be working as it should be. So far, so good. We'll take it for a test flight and get a full proper flight with this. Make sure that it doesn't affect anything else of the Phantom. But from what I can see, that's a successful upgrade. So there we have it. Right, did the update, so all went through smoothly as you can see from the video. So the firmware is applied nicely. First time off, pretty okay. Do follow my guides in the video to make sure you are on the latest version of the system software before you apply any firmware updates. If you're running an older version, 3.6, and you're not on the 8 yet, then reinstall the system software to the latest version, then rerun the firmware updates as well. If you've had a firmware updates crashed, check out my video on hard resetting. That'll bring it flat back down to actually no firmware on it, then it'll reapply the latest firmware, so it's a nice smooth go on version as well. Also, if you've got bugginess, I just thought about this, might be an idea. If you've got a firmware you've upgraded to, which is like this latest one at the moment, it's causing buggy bits with the camera, might be worth, I know with PCs when they upgrade different versions, they keep the old current version, it sort of piles on top, and sometimes you get that crashing out or something happens, and what I tend to do with the PC, I wipe the PC completely clean, reinstall the PC and reapply the update, so the latest updates all goes on next, because the current updates always tend to have all the other prefixes to the previous versions. So what might be worth doing in this case, if you are having issues and you are running the latest version of the firmware on your Phantom, but you're still having glitches with the gimbal and it playing about, do my hard reset, because what that does, that wipes all the firmware off the Phantom from the gimbal to the actual firmware itself that runs the flight controller. Reapply it, that will reapply the very latest one straight away, so it'll be like a little bit like a clean build. Try that out, see if that actually works. Unfortunately, my one doesn't show any problems with issues at the moment. I would try that myself to see if that actually works. But it's just an idea for you guys to try. Get lots of people commenting at the moment about issues and stuff, and rather than trying to sort of keep typing back and commenting, it's very difficult. So I'll build these videos up, and will be easier to explain what I would do, because this is something similar I do. So if you've got an issue, wipe it, reapply the firmware with do the hard reset and stuff. So check my video out on the hard reset and try that. Let me know, guys, comment below and let me know if you've done the hard reset and it actually has solved the issues. Without me having an issue of mine, I can't really sort of play with it. It'd be quite nice to be able to see a few of these. Or if you live close by, you live in the Surrey area, you've got issues with that Phantom, please comment below. Welcome to come down, we'll have a look at it myself and we'll go over it. It could be nice to see someone else's issue that is causing an issue in front of me, then I can then have a go correcting it for you. I don't mind giving it a go. As long as you're in the Surrey area or you don't mind travelling down to Surrey, just give us a shout, give us a bell on the comment below, give me my contact details, and then we can make arrangements. I don't have a problem with that. All to help you guys out and keep you guys flying again. So I hope this is quite useful. Done my best I can to sort of make it a bit more detail and stuff, but I don't want to sort of end up waffling on too much. Just give you the basics and stuff. So remember, let's just quickly summarise up. Make sure current version of the system software first before applying updates. Make sure on the current version of your iPhone, basically, before applying the new app on it, and then you should be good to go, basically. If you like this video, remember to comment below, remember to subscribe. There's a lot of subscribers out there watching my videos. I get loads of people watching my videos, and please subscribe, because we're going to do lots of competitions and stuff. I've got loads of stuff now gathering up to give away. So next couple of days when my throat's not so sore, because I've got a sore throat at the moment, I would I know I promised last week, but I will do this week and do let you guys who won the next competition. So if you want a chance to win that, better subscribe now. Subscribe now, get on that, and then we'll run that in the week with the next video. And then I'm gonna pick 2 winners. Okay, so this week, sorry I didn't mean, pick 2 winners, and so hopefully you might be the lucky ones out there. So remember to get in the competition, subscribe. Okay, and see you on the next one. Remember, fly safe and always apply by the CAA rules and the FAA rules if you're not in the UK.